body. We have vied.
But before. Looking at the political
Rigathi Gachagua did not exist before, and even when he ceases existing, there are still members of parliament who will be voted in.
Thank you for
so
that.
there is no demigod. There is no.
Looking at the other side.
We can't just say that we need
the government side.
And
initially, pundits had said that any success in the courts for Rigathi Gachagua would actually have been positive for President William Ruto in his bid for presidency, because if Rigathi Gachagua would have insisted on running, that would have affected the unity of this opposition. Now that the case has gone this way and you say he's not eligible to vie, do you think it makes the case easier for President William Ruto or for the united opposition? One person less for that debate about who's a candidate?
President William Ruto is going to be re-elected as President of the Republic of Kenya and will serve to 2032. That you can record, and we can sit down with you here with Dr. Mbai.
In 2033?
Until he will serve until 2032. Mm-hmm. My point is this. You see, Rigathi Gachagua has been running on a grievance currency. Okay? Grievance currency has a time period. Okay? And that I was wrongly, impeached. The court has found that Parliament, National Assembly, and Senate rightly impeached Rigathi Gachagua. Okay, that's one. Two, the question is, what is the conversion index of the vote that Rigathi Gachagua claims to be controlling? And I deliberately use the word claim. If you listen to Mheshimiwa Sabina Chege saying that she only needs God and the people, okay? Now, the conversion rate here I'm talking about, if a candidate has support because he is running, to what extent can he transfer those votes to another person if he's not running? Mm-hmm. My view is that that conversion rate is not as high as Rigathi Gachagua would want to argue. In fact, immediately it becomes real, and I think in the coming days and weeks, it is going to become real that he is politically finished. He cannot even run for MCA, okay? And therefore, the entire population of Mount Kenya, in my humble view, cannot put their fate on a man whose political future is closed. And I give you the example of Matiba. Matiba was popular. In fact, some people claim that he beat Moi in 1992. Mm-hmm. And then Matiba burned his voting card in 1997. And a few years later, did you hear of Matiba? He was completely gone. So my view is that the ordinary voter in Mount Kenya, and voters always think about their individual needs when they get to the ballot booth, will ask themselves, this man who has been banished from the politics of the country, as in now retreating to the village to try and find new relevance, can we invest our future in him? The ordinary voter in Mount Kenya will realize that it will be a lost cause, that they would rather find new paths. And I'm seeing a possibility. I interact with many people from Mount Kenya. I see very able men and women, young and old, who are capable of establishing themselves at the national level and drawing the confidence and inspiring the Mount Kenya community. And we still have more than 1 year to the election. In my view, in another 6 months or so, the influence of Rigathi Gachagua will dissipate, new individuals will arise and will negotiate for positions. Some may go to the so-called united opposition, but some will come to President William Ruto as the only viable presidential candidate with a national framework whilst those others will remain with their ethnic, conclaves. I can tell you that just like Rigathi Gachagua, even those others, the conversion rate of their voters from themselves to somebody they would choose would be very low.
Do you believe in what Wakili has said, that the uncertainty of his position will actually be beneficial for